they plan to make history here this evening.
What's up, everybody? Week 5 of the NFL season. Last week, I'm not sure what I did, but I know it wasn't good.
I was 2-2.
You were 2-2.
Steady.
Average. Just keep plugging along, man.
Yeah.
Our fantasy team went down the shitter.
Which one?
The BDJ the BDJ production one. We got our asses stomped by an undefeated team.
What's this? We got our. I did not draft any players. I wanted by name.
Let's
only.
just put it this way: we didn't even come close to winning, and we had a defense that went against us that was -8. That's bullshit. And we had a good defense. It just keeps going. I'm getting to give up because last night we started out. We're going up against Gio from the Geo Knows channel, and he had 4 players against us, and we only got 34 points, which is pretty good because he had Aaron Rodgers, who didn't have the yardage, but he had the touchdowns. Cordero Patterson didn't do much. Randall Cobb got a touchdown for him, and he had Asiata, which little did he know, I picked him up in my other fantasy team, so that's why he sucked last night. So by picking him up on our Pro Wrestling Pulse League, by the way, we're at the Pro Wrestling Pulse Studios. Can't even afford our own place yet. That's why he didn't do very well, just to let you know. And I had Eddie Lacy on the bench. Yeah. I played him every fucking game this year. I put him on the bench. I'm like, fuck this. I'm sick of Aaron Rodgers throwing for all these goddamn touchdowns and watching Eddie Lacy get 40 fucking yards and nothing else. What happened? He took off like a motherfucker. Come figure.
The do factor.
Good thing is I can't drop him. I probably would have dropped that fucker. I was so pissed off at fucking him. Anyway.
Roll Tide.
Our St. Louis Rams are back in action this week. That's good because that's one of my picks. But before we get started, since we are the home of hashtag Sack City, that'd be awesome. Sack City.
Yeah.
Sack City, we'll go ahead and just let you know how many sacks we have in Sack City.
Sack!
Still one. We didn't get any sacks last week. So 1 sack.
I think last year we did get sacks on the bye week.
Oh, fuck. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to just stick with the Rams. Stick with what you know. Austin Davis is the starting quarterback. And, by the way, he's done for the year, by the way.
Oh, you picked him up?
Austin Davis is now leading the charge for B Daddy J Productions. So the Rams are officially done for the year. Get our first pick. Austin Davis will probably throw 7 picks. Fucking fumble 5 times. And
I'm glad this league was free.
That's so sad. I got Austin Davis and Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. God damn it. Love it.
Both played for the Rams. One does, one did.
But the Eagles are 7-point favorites at home. The Eagles looked offensively like shit last week, I guess you could say it. They were still in the game, thanks to, I think, San Francisco's failure as an offense, too. But go ahead and give me the Eagles -7 this week. I look for them to just move all day. It's not going to be LaShawn McCoy. Darren Sproles he's going to make an appearance again. It's always that second running back that gets the Rams. And I just don't think the Rams have any answer in the secondary to stop him. We still are not going to get to, even though we've had the week off, we're not going to get to him. Even with a banged up line. Something's just fucked up with our defensive line here. So go ahead and give me the Eagles -7 and go ahead and take the over 48 while the Rams, I think, are a better team with Austin Davis at quarterback. I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up, but we will be able to score some points on a Philadelphia defense. I don't think that's that good either. So give me over 48 and give me the Eagles -7 at home.
Yeah, I did this game also. Obviously St. Louis come off a bye week. It can't hurt. They need some rest. Defensive line not having Chris Long does affect the line. But when I look at the Rams and what they've done so far, I just don't see where I see this being the week that Philadelphia has a running game. I can see LaShawn McCoy putting up good numbers this week. But with that said, I think this is going to be a tight game for a half, maybe 3/4. I think Philadelphia does enough to cover the point spread, though.
Yeah, Philly's been slow starting up till last week.
They're terrible in the first half, and they play well in the second half. The Rams, I agree. I think Austin Davis, young kid, best option right now to develop, give him something down the road.
But he is on my fantasy team now.
So he's done. So I guess Sean Hill's 35-year-old veteran will be our hope, Great White Hope. So yeah, I'm taking Philadelphia -7 here to cover.
Okay, next up, I'm going to go ahead and take the Broncos at home -8. They are playing the Arizona Cardinals, an undefeated team with a good defense. They are still rolling with Carson Palmer not hurt, with Stanton. I think this might catch up with them this week on offense. They're going to be up in Denver. It's going to be a little bit tougher. I think they're going to get exposed this week by the Broncos, and Broncos, I think, just put a pounding on them. Just a big ass pounding.
So odd.
And I'm also going to take the under, though, in this at 48. I just don't think the Cardinals are going to have an answer for the Broncos, but don't look for them to go over 48.
All right, my next game is Seattle going on the road to Washington. Seattle's favored by 7.5 points. This is the Monday night game, I think it is. Washington coming off that home loss to the Giants, 48-17, whatever it was. I don't know, but they were terrible. Seattle, if they're at home, I'm taking them. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm taking Seattle to cover it. I don't care what the point spread is. On the road, it's not always the same. They don't play the same for some reason on the road. They lost at San Diego this year, 30-22, whatever it was. I'm taking Seattle here. Washington, I think obviously, I think they look better without RG3.
Yeah.
I think they look better with Cousins, but he showed, the interceptions last week showed the flaw. But I'm taking Seattle more because of their defense. I just don't see the defense having any problems against Washington. So give me Seattle -7.5 on the road.
Next up, and actually this is my last one. I was thinking about that game too, that Seattle-Washington game, and I'm like, I don't want to fuck with it because Seattle can be a different team on the road.
Yeah.
But they do have a good defense, and Washington can't put up points, but like I said, they looked a little flawed too.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stayed away from it.
No,
Just run if you're not sure. My last one, you got the Bengals -1.5 as a road favorite in Patriots, who got their fucking asses kicked in Kansas City. Holy shit!
We're moving on to Cincinnati. See that press conference?
Yeah,
Belichick.
He's such a. I mean, he does it. I think he's that way when they win, and he's that way when they lose. It's just when they lose, especially that bad, he comes off more as even a total ass than he probably actually is.
We're moving on to Cincinnati.
Yeah. It's just, I think, a thing where he was just pissed off and didn't want to. But, I mean, like I said, I've seen him do that when they win, too.
Yeah, but,
So.
just answer the question. Why is your dick small? We're moving on to Cincinnati. It doesn't take a lot.
Why are you a cheater? Why'd you
Anyways.
fuck-
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's all right. The Patriots are done, man. I really think they are. Now, the only hope they have is that Tom Brady got dropped by me this week. I'm done with that fucker. Holy shit. Even with Gronkowski, I don't know what it is. The little white guy, wide receiver core that he's used to is just not getting the job done. And the Bengals coming off a bye, even on the road, I look for him to, go in there and just win. I mean, 1.5 point favorite, that's a pick 'em to me. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals and go into Foxborough and beat those clam chowder eating bastards.
When you talk about New England, they always say, "Oh, the Patriot way." They know how to recycle players and build through the draft, and they get all these 38 picks in one draft. But what doesn't make sense to me is what's killing them right now on offense is the line play. The offensive line is terrible. And so what did you do? You went and took one of your best linemen, Logan Mankins, and traded him to Tampa Bay before the season. It makes no sense. I think they're getting a little big for the britches. Maybe, I don't know. God, how old am I to say that?
Big to the britches?
Bigger than the britches. My last game, you've got Chicago going on the road to Carolina. Carolina's a 2.5 point favorite. The one thing I've noticed about these teams offensively, there's no questioning Chicago has a very good offense. Carolina has a good offense. It's not there yet. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of cohesiveness yet with the receivers, but Kelvin Benjamin looks good as a rookie. I think Jonathan Stewart, is probably going to play this week. Carolina's at home. Both defenses have not looked good. Chicago's secondary is banged up. I'm going to take Carolina to cover 2.5 at home. I didn't think that way at the beginning of the week, but as I looked into it, Chicago's defense just scares me. I mean, to see what Green Bay did to them, I don't know if they're going to be able to stop Carolina. So for that reason, I'm taking Carolina at home -2.5. Plus, I like the over in this game, which is 46 points. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game.
Wow.
And I wouldn't have taken that at the beginning of the year and said it's going to be a low scoring game.
Oh,
But-
well. No, I mean, just like, I think we could go down and get in line to run running back in Carolina. But I mean, like you were saying, like Chicago's defense. But I mean, look at the cat. I think Cat's taking a piss over there.
We had last week. What's his name? Didn't play number 69.
Well, you said you were, but
Defensive end.
I'm thinking something
Jake
else.
Allen, whatever his name is.
But I was thinking like what you were saying about their defense, but I mean, it could have been just the offense like Green Bay did to them. Green Bay's offense last night, even though they were playing Minnesota, that was probably a little down because Bridgewater wasn't playing, and you had Ponder, who's just a piece of shit, obviously. But I mean, what I saw, fucking Aaron Rodgers, holy shit! I mean, that fucker was just like, it was. I haven't watched him all year, and it's just to watch him just sit back and like, you know what? Somebody's open down. There goes Nelson. There goes Cobb.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try. So I don't know if they're going to be able to maybe do that to a lot of teams. So,
But Chicago, they actually have secondary injuries. Guys out for the year. They have rookies that are stepping in and playing. So it's a concern there. And then when you have, why can I not think of his freaking name?
I don't know. We don't have our fancy computers. In here.
The guy that played with Minnesota, defensive end. His name's Allen. Who cares?
Gio knows.
Yeah. Gio, just drop us a note and let me know.
Yeah.
For
You're
life.
going down this week, Gio. I have a feeling. And he slapped a 250,000 on somebody last week. I was like sitting there thinking, I was like, if there was a point spread on our fantasy game, he'd be up by 25 right now. But that's gone down. That's gone down. He only got averaged about 9 a player last night. That ain't too good. That's all we got this week. We do have a Twitter thing. I haven't done anything on Twitter lately. At STL Jason Lee. And also before we go, I always do we get a couple new subscribers every once in a while. If you do videos and you subscribe to us, let me know. I mean, I'll follow you. Fuck, I'll follow anybody. Well, I mean, it's been somebody subscribed, and sometimes I don't know. I don't get the text where it says, "Oh, you got a new subscriber," and I'll go check them out or anything like that. So just leave a little note saying, "Hey, I'm following you guys. Check out my videos too. I'll check you out." So you can do like nasty little.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, Kegel exercises.
All right, from the home of Sac City, the cat is over there taking a dump.
You gotta pause somewhere because it sounded like home of Sex City or
Sac
something.
City would be an awesome place to live, unless it's like Sac City and you don't get any sex.
Unless
in
it's
Sac
just
City.
me, you, and the cat, and I got a problem with that.
Hey, at least it's pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.